Hello, everyone. We are coming to you to bring you an updated training in reference to the host home and companion care service delivery law. We're referring to form number 4122. HHSC has made some updates to our service delivery log for individuals that are receiving foster care, which is better known as host home services. So we wanted to give you an update on how to complete this form and really just to discuss the changes that have been made. The form that we are referring to is this form, again, form number 4122 from HHSC, and this is for individuals in the home and community based services program and receiving host home care services. So, this is our host home service delivery law. This form is very similar to the previous form that we were filling out, but again has been updated since November of 2018 and effective here now in the 8th month of 2019. So to fill this form out again, it's pretty much the same way that we have filled it out in the past. You're just going to simply enter an individual's name. And so for our training purpose, we'll use James Bond. You're going to continue to enter where the individual resides, where that person actually lives. And then each person does continue to have a local case number or case ID. So you're going to continue to enter that. That must always be on each form. And then you're going to enter the week of. And so the week of starts always on a Sunday. So you're going to enter it. So in the next boxes, each month and day and year will be entered, and these must be entered. And so starting again with the week is starting on a Sunday. And so for this week in particular, we're at August the 4th, 2019. So a two-digit month, two-digit day, two-digit year, handwritten out. And this can be completed handwritten or it can be done online. The biggest difference now in this form and our previous form was that here in our activities of daily living or habilitation or assistance with or not in the home, we used to be able to just put X marks in the boxes now, and now we no longer can put X mark in the box or check marks in the box. Here in the new instructions, it is telling us at the end of the day, initial all of the items that you completed. And so what they're asking for now is really for you to put your initials here. So if you assisted James with bathing for this week, then you're going to mark it with your initials. And then at the end of the day as well, you're going to initial at the bottom every day where you've completed the days. So again, not every box also needs to be checked or initialed. You only need to initial the things that you're actually doing. So if James is not independent in bathing, yes, we're going to initial that we assisted with bathing. But if he can eat by himself independently, then we're not going to put that, hey, we assisted with eating. He doesn't need that. And that's just more, extra work for our host home providers to add those boxes. So maybe we assisted with bathing, and maybe we assisted him with preparing his meals or planning the meals. Then you can put things there, but you don't have to fill every box out. It's just those that you've actually done. So, of course, again, you know what the individual that you service is capable of doing or not doing. And so just don't create extra work for yourself for an individual, especially someone who is, capable of being independent to bathe or dress themselves. So in the habilitation spot, um, maybe you did assist, in these. You're going to more so assist in these areas, the habilitation spot, more so than activities of daily living, unless you are working with an individual with who does need assistance with their daily living. Most importantly is our IP skill development box. That is a box that should be checked off for everyone every day, um, because it really just indicates that when when a service coordinator from a local authority comes out, or your case manager comes out, we're always talking about IP skill development. So a lot of times you will see that, say, James wants to live independently in his host home um, arrangement, and if that is what his goal is, then that's what we're always working on: is how do we get this individual to be as independent as possible in their host home setting. So we're always working on the IP skill development. It is the most important um, box on this form, because if this box is checked, then everything else is not always necessary, but it does indicate that you are working towards helping this individual with the skills that they need. Then we have, if an individual, is having quite a bit of behaviors, then and we've worked on them on Sunday or Monday or Thursday. Each box doesn't have to be checked every single day, because you may not be working on those skills every single day. So for developing socially valued behaviors, I only put initials in Sunday, Monday, and Thursday. And then we have our box assisting with. Um, you again, if you're not assisting with these things, you do not necessarily need to fill these out. You're going to see these more so with individuals who are at a higher functioning level, physically and cognitively. But we should always be monitoring safety and security, monitoring our health or their health as well. And so this may be one every day. Again, if an individual is capable of bathing and dressing and taking care of their own hygiene, if you have it here in monitoring hygiene, personal hygiene, then you do not need it at the top. So if you assisted with personal hygiene here, you would not. So personal hygiene is here. If you assisted with personal hygiene here, you don't necessarily have to monitor it here, because personal hygiene here really indicates that you've almost done a one-on-one, hand over hand with that individual, whereas personal hygiene here really means that I'm monitoring it. I don't need to actually go into the restroom with an individual and provide assistance with personal hygiene. Here, if we've got an individual that is not in the home, then you're going to check off, here, initial here on temporary discharge. This simply means that an individual is probably in one or two places. The individual has been hospitalized, or the individual is currently incarcerated. Active on leave. Individuals can be active on leave. This simply means, sometimes we have individuals who may go to a camp in particular, and they're not actually in the home, but you are still providing host home services. An individual can be active on leave for up to 14 days. So they may also be out of town, with a family member, and they can do that for 14 days. here at the bottom, you just want to create some notes as well for the individual. And again, we can send, these are simple notes. Uh, James is making, let's say, progress towards his IP goal. So again, his goal may be James wants to learn how to cook. James wants to learn how to take a bath independently. James may want to socialize. And so if I say James is making progress towards his IP goals, this refers back to the plan that we have created with a service coordinator on his or her PDP. You do not need something every day, but most importantly, just make some kind of notes. So you can say as well, James had a doctor's appointment with Dr. Smith. I'm going to say PCP, it's primary care physician, at least we'll know what doctor. There were no changes. I'm going to say James had a doctor's appointment with Dr. Smith, his PDP. I'm going to say for his annual. For his annual physical, there was no changes in. There were no changes to his medication. This is how we know we're live and we're going off the top of my head. So there were no changes to his medication. Dr. Smith let's see. Dr. Smith, let's see. Let's say, I'll go to the next line. Okay, so here on 8, this is not going to be in this week, but 8/4 on Sunday. Let's say he went on Sunday. James had a doctor's appointment with Dr. Smith, his PCP, for his annual physical. There were no changes in his medication. Dr. Smith ordered a follow-up in 1 year. And so you would just indicate this, and then you might want to put a note, say notes, for facts to us as your provider. So, or notes, they were faxed or attached. Maybe you will attach those notes. And so then you can put, your notes again. We want detailed notes, but they don't have to be long notes. Less is more sometimes in this situation. So I'll just give myself one more. James has made progress in making his bed, because again, say maybe his goal for host home is that he wants to learn to make his bed independently. So James has made progress in making his bed. He only required minimal assistance and 2 verbal prompts. Okay, so this is what your notes would basically look like. They don't have to be like I said, very long, but definitely we want to be detailed and sort of kind of straight to the point. And once we've completed that, you're going to simply Print your name and then sign. And this is going to ask me for an electronic signature, in which you can have an electronic signature if you know how to set this up, and so it will digitally sign for you, and this is acceptable for those who want to do this online. That's digitally, and it's asking me a bunch of stuff. If you've got yours set up, then it will sign it digitally. For other individuals, it is still the same. If you want to do this by hand, this is written out for us as well, and you can still do this by hand, and it's the same thing. I have basically um, written this out. I've got my Sundays, I've got my days initialed as well, and again, my IP skill development box is completed as well. Again, every box does not have to be, initialed at all. If you administered medications, which most individuals are, then you also want to be making sure that this box is complete as well. And again, safety, security, monitoring health, and personal hygiene. If you have provided transportation for that individual, you want to make sure that you're filling these boxes out. And then at the bottom, initialing, and then some notes. Does not have to be a lot of notes. Print and then sign your name and submit. I hope that this training has been helpful for you guys. Again, you can do this by hand or you can do this electronically and submit to your provider. Should anyone have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us with your questions or concerns, and we will be more than happy to assist or go over this form with you again in a one-on-one setting. Thank you so much and have a great day.